Welcome to the Progressive Mind Show. My name is Sena, aka Alinko, and we're going to be talking about Bantufest. Actually, we're going to be talking to the owners, founders of Bantufest this evening. But just want to welcome you all to the Progressive Mind Show. Again, my name is Sena, aka Alinko. This is your number one community building platform. We're located right here in the beautiful city of Chicago. You can join us on Facebook. We're live on YouTube as well. Today is July 9th, 2024. We're in July already, and the festivities are going like crazy in the city. And I know Bantufest is coming up very soon, probably the next 3 weeks. So stay tuned. We're going to be learning more about Bantufest, what's going to happen this year and whatnot. Maybe some new, maybe some special guests that's going to be featuring this year. We shall be learning that during this conversation. Once you join us on Facebook and on YouTube, you can share the feed, like the page, and inform your friends to be part of the community building show. This evening, I have ASIELAH, who is going to be engaging all of us about Bantufest and what's to expect. The number to ring during the show, if you want to ask a question, will be 815-277-5047. 815-277-5047 is right at the bottom screen, the right corner bottom screen, the right corner of the screen. So the right bottom corner of the screen, you're watching us on. This number is there to ring and ask questions or just be part of the conversation. The ad you just saw before the show is one of our services we provide here with the Progressive Minds Media. So anyone looking for graphic work or just any type of media production, which includes website designing, branding, graphics, logos, reach out to us at info.progressiveminds@gmail.com. info.progressiveminds@gmail.com. Again, info.progressiveminds@gmail.com, or you can ring 815-409-9123 for all your graphic needs, branding, logo designs, flyers, web design, all of that. Reach out to us. We'll give you competitive market prices, and you would have quality services as well. That said, let's go to ASIELAH. Good evening, Your Empress Highness. I'm trying to put all the accolades together.
Good evening. Good
Good evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Thank you
That's
so
good.
much.
Yes,
Yes,
pleasure.
for having
Good to
us here.
see you. Is this the first time we having you on the show?
Yes, sir, it is. It is my first time. But I've been
Okay.
following you. Yes,
Yes.
for a while now, but
Yes.
it's also my first time.
We work in the same space, so there's no hiding from us, right? There's no hiding from you.
Not at all.
We run into
Not
each
at all.
other.
I mean, we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing on different platforms. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? We're doing same vision, same mission, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So but I'm glad you were here, and we're going to be talking about Bantufest. For those and for folks who haven't heard of it, folks who will be learning about Bantufest the first time, what is the concept?
All right. So we want to talk about the beginnings, or we just want to talk about the concept first?
The
Because
concept
I
of
could take you
Bantufest.
way back.
Yes, just the concept.
The concept. Okay.
Mm,
So Bantu Fest is about bridging the gap. Our
mm,
vision and mission is bridging the gap throughout the African diaspora. And that means connecting our people right here in the
mm,
United States, throughout the Americas, South America, throughout the Americas, to the continents of Africa and beyond. So basically, Black peoples or peoples of African descent all over the world over. And that's our vision and mission, to dispel the myths, misconceptions, the stereotypes, which I'm sure we all have heard certain
mm,
stereotypes about Africa,
mm,
right?
mm,
And not just about Africa, but about our people right here in the States as well, or elsewhere,
mm.
right? There are stereotypes, myths, misconceptions, right? And so to dispel those through celebration. So the Bantu Fest is like a big celebration, and we celebrate through food. at the top, where we come together to commune. So food brings people together, all right, on so many levels. So showcasing different foods, right, from different parts, different Afro nations specifically, right, to the continent of Africa as well, showcasing the foods. And then through the foods, we learn so much, right? There's a history right there, even through the foods. Yes, some ingredients may change, but then you see a base, right? And you see a connection. Even throughout the Caribbean, many Caribbean dishes connect to Africa, right? But it came from somewhere, right? So showing that we actually have a lot of similarities. I'm just using that as an example, but we actually have so many similarities. And yes, there are differences, and there's beauty in those differences, but we have much alike. And so just to showcase that, not only just the food, but through the dance, the performances, we have many different artists from up to 30 different countries who have come out to represent at Bantufest, right? And to just showcase through that, we have activities. I mean, just a lot of different things. Having all of these different vendors, colorful vendors coming out to just showcase, their products and things like that. And specifically from Afro nations and the continents of Africa specifically. That's our focus, bridging the gap.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how many people have been part of Bantufest? I mean, when did Bantufest first got incorporated? Or when did you first start Bantufest in the city of Chicago?
All right, so on the platform of Bantufest, we started in 2015, but we actually began before that. We actually began in 2012. We started off doing Africa Nights. It was a monthly celebration of different Afro nations, right, throughout the diaspora to the continent of Africa. So every month we would celebrate Ghana, for example, right? We would celebrate Tanzania. We would celebrate our culture tradition right here in Chicago, because we definitely have a Black culture right here, right? We would celebrate that. We would celebrate Brazil, Cuba, Puerto Rico, all right, Senegal, Ethiopia. So every month we would celebrate an Afro nation. And we would celebrate again. It was like a miniature platform of Bantufest, right? Bantufest is the grander platform. So we kind of, let's say, upgraded, right?
Okay.
And so from 2012, we did many Bantufests like that, because it was the same mission and vision, right? And we started at the Clio Center. Shout out to the Clio Center, being in the community and definitely assisting us at that time and even beyond to bridge the gap. So we are still to this day appreciative and still work with the Clio Center to this day. They gave us our first space to be able to have these significant events in our community. And so we're grateful for that. But then in 2015, that's when we upgraded to the platform of Bantufest, the summer of 2015. And, we started off in the parking lot of the Clio Center, right? Like I said, they've always been a support for us. And, we maybe only had a few hundred people come out, right? So those are our humble beginnings. Those are our humble beginnings.
Right.
Yeah. So 2015 is when we upgraded and we began Bantufest officially. Yes.
Okay. Last year, so thanks for breaking down, or thanks for telling us the concept, what it means, what it stands for. And over the years, since 2015, over the years, I'm sure you've seen, of course, there has been growth of the project. You've had it for a day, now you have it 2 days. At what time did you change it to 2 days, and why are you celebrating it 2 days instead of 1 day?
Yeah, so we upgraded to doing 2 days. I believe that was 2019 when we started to do 2 days.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 2018 we started to do 2 days. Yes, and we also started off as a free event for the community. When we were doing Africa Nights, like I spoke of in 2012, that's what we called it then at the Clio Center, the once a month celebrating Afro nations. We called them Africa Nights, right? And at that time, we like I said, we were just doing that once a month, and we were free, right? We would just accept donations from the community, but we were free. And even when we started Bantufest, even 1 day, we started with 1 day. We were still a free community event up until 2019 is when we started to charge. Yes, but we were a free community event, and we would just be open to donation. Yeah. So yeah, it was about 2018 when we started the 2 days.
Is it because the demand for the festivities at Bantufest started growing? Reason why you moved to 2 days?
Yes, people
Oh.
wanted more.
Mm,
People just simply wanted more. It's like y'all need to do 2 days, or if
mm,
not 3 or 4.
mm.
3 or 4 is a that's considering all that it takes to put a festival together. You know what I mean? To
Yes,
produce a
yes.
festival on this
Mm, mm,
platform, right?
mm,
So we said, okay, we could do 2 days now.
mm,
Now we
mm,
don't know at some point in the future if we could get to 3 or 4 days. There are uh, prestigious festivals, Caribbean festivals, and other festivals throughout Chicago in the summer that
mm,
are three
mm,
and 4 days, right?
mm.
So at some point, maybe we'll get to that point. But yeah, that was the thing. People just wanted more, and so we said, okay, let's do 2 days. Let's do 2 days.
So,
So yeah.
who are the founders of Bantufest?
All right. So the founder of Bantufest is Sylvan Songo.
Okay,
Co-founders ASIELAH, which is I, and
okay,
BABACAR Ba.
okay.
So Sylvan Songo is not present at this moment. I'm representing for all of us right now the trio, Bantu trio.
Mhm,
And Babacar Ba is also unavailable at this moment. They are working on, I mean, Bantu Fest is less than a month away. So we all kind of got to get a lot of things accomplished. So we
mhm,
just split up strategically to handle the different things that need to be handled as we
mhm.
near Bantu Fest.
Okay.
Yeah.
If when people look at what you have put together, sometimes, considering the back end work, right, to get these type of things going,
Yes.
it's not seen. Tell us what is taking to get Bantu Fest to where it's at.
Ooh, it has taken blood, sweat, and tears.
Mm,
It's gonna be a
mm,
little dramatic, but then not
mm,
really so.
mm,
Because it has and I often say it has been a labor of love on our part because we have sacrificed a lot to bring Bantu Fest to the community. And again, ideally, we would have loved to maintain the Bantu Fest as a free community event. And this is
mm,
why we even started everything we're doing in 2012. It was free and open to the community. And we would have loved to maintain it that way. But with the growing demand and just the growing platform, it just became impossible for us to do so because many people ask us, well, why did we start charging? And well, we used to be free, or we were, and we started off at like $5 even when we started charging. But
mm.
we got a lot of complaints, and I understand people don't understand all that it takes to produce.
Right.
Also, considering that we've never had like a major sponsor, we have
Mm.
been our major sponsor, meaning that we work for this. We literally go out and work for this from our own pockets. We have never
Wow.
had a major sponsor, and that's another thing I don't think people understand. Um, and also, we've had local community sponsorships, which we've been very grateful for, yes, throughout the years. But we've never had a major sponsorship to carry the magnitude of this festival. And it is a magnitude and it is a lot. And so, yeah, we've this shows the love that we have for this, even to continue to bring it back because many festivals didn't even come back this year because
Mm.
of the it's a lot. It's to produce a festival, it's a labor. It can be a labor and not a labor in the sense of this is not our passion and our vision and mission. We understand that and we take that on. And we're grateful that we're able to even be able to service. We feel like it is a service in a way, um, a platform of enlightenment in a way. I'll say that. And we're grateful that we're able to bring this to the community. But at the same time, it has been a labor in terms of the fact that we work literally from our pockets to even bring Bantu Fest to the community. And so,
So,
yeah,
right, you just talked about the pain, and the agony, and even and in the midst of it, the joy of doing of putting this type of event together, putting the Bantu Fest together. But my question is, you were saying it with smiles. Anytime I talk to you, you were all bubbles. What makes you keep want to keep? What makes you want to keep doing putting up such event in spite of the challenges that you just narrated, right? Because you know, we are in the same space, and
Yeah.
to fathom what you have to go through personally to put these things together for people to come and enjoy. And you're not making profit. It's not like, you know, you're selling some product and you're making a whole
Yeah.
bunch of money. What makes you want to
Right.
keep doing this?
That is a very good question, Senna. You know, it's
Mm,
love. It's the love for my people.
mm,
Period.
mm,
Period. You know, and also personally, I am a part of that bridge. We say bridging the gap. I am a product of that bridge. My mom is from the south side of Chicago. And that's another thing because we got when we did initially start charging, we got so many like comments and things coming in. And I know you've addressed topics like this before, Sinha. So I
mm,
know you're familiar with this, but we had people sending us so many messages like, "Oh, you all are on the South Side," because we hold our event on the South Side,
mm.
in Midway Place in Hyde Park area, University of Chicago. And so a lot of
Right.
people say, "Oh, y'all are just coming." You know, they say they would say continental African, right? And
Mhm.
you understand those dynamics
Yep.
of like we're coming to the south side, we live somewhere on the north side, whatever, and we're just coming to the south side to have our event, make all the money, and go back and charge everybody. Like we had so many emails and people throwing this kind of thing at us. And I'm
Mm,
like, you don't even know. Okay. My mom's from
mm,
the south side of Chicago. All right. All right. So my dad is from Senegal, West Africa. So again, I know you've delved into these topics and these dynamics.
yes.
So I'm
Yes.
not going
Yes.
to all that right now, but you understand what I'm saying.
I know that if I,
But what I
yeah, I understand. Hmm.
exactly. So I have experienced the stereotypes and I have experienced the misconceptions on both ends. That's the thing because I've also lived on the continent. I've lived in West Africa, I've lived in East Africa throughout my life. And so I have seen those stereotypes and those misconceptions on that end, right? And then I've seen because I was born here in Chicago and I've grown up here parts of my life as well. So I've seen the stereotypes and misconceptions on this end as well. So it's
Mm,
like I have a view, what is it, a bird's eye view? I don't know if
y-
that fits what
yeah.
I'm trying to say, but I kind of have a view of both sides,
Right.
you know, and learned a lot in the process as well. You know,
Mm,
so like I say, I am a product of that bridge, and I have seen my parents do what I'm doing right now. I've grown
mm,
up. My parents had a cultural community center on 79th and Stony back in the late 90s. You know, I was a teenager then. And I've seen that. They did everything in the community. They had classes. In fact, we had a homeschool because I was homeschooled growing up for the most part. And we had a homeschooling academy behind the cultural community center where we had our classes. We had sewing classes, there were videography classes, there were dance classes. Some people in the community may even remember this. But yeah, and movie nights and summer school and just naming ceremonies, wedding ceremonies. It was a community center. So this was
mm,
something my parents had in the late 90s on Stony. And it was a car shop next to it, and the car shop was set on fire. It caught onto our building and it was burnt down. And at that time, we didn't know if it was done purposefully or if it was an accident, but I'll leave that there. But this is what we had. And then all throughout, we've lived in different places, and everywhere we have gone, my parents have always been about bridging the gap. They have been pioneers of that. They are educators and even have had schools in West Africa and East Africa throughout my life.
mm.
So I've seen my parents do this work, and they are not like on different platforms talking about it, but they're doing the work. They're on the
Right.
grounds and they're literally
Right.
doing the work, you
Right.
know. And
Right.
so I've seen this in my own life. I've seen
Okay.
this in my own life. Like, you know what I mean? And so this has been an inspiration for me of why I am doing what I'm doing this day and why I'm so passionate about it and will continue to try to do what I can. You know what
Mm,
I mean? And have been
mm.
pushed. It's been a motivation to keep on going and not to
Yeah.
give up because I have an understanding, you know, that this needs to be done. This because when we connect from both sides, we're unstoppable. And this is why all of these misconceptions and these stereotypes and these myths are going around to keep us divided, to keep
Right.
us divided. But when we put those to the side and we come together and we unite, that's a scary thing for some people. That's
Okay.
all I'm gonna say.
Thank you for sharing, Asiela. And if you just joined us, this is the Progressive Mind Show. We are here every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and then on Sundays from 4 to 6. On Sundays, we typically talk about issues going on in Africa. And so we bring individuals, personalities, business leaders, politicians on the Sunday platforms. We are looking to get the head of the diaspora affairs at the president's office in Ghana to be on the show, perhaps this coming Sunday or the next one, to talk about dual citizenship and all of that in Ghana, and perhaps we can touch on other things going on in West Africa as well. But specifically, we're talking about that. So stay with us. Follow our page, The Progressive Minds, on Facebook and YouTube, YouTube, and Instagram for updates regarding our interview with the director of diaspora affairs at the president's office in Ghana, Mr. Kwesi Ababio. He'll be on the show. Dallas is what we call him. Now, having said all of this, but right now we're talking to ASIELAH, who is a co-founder of Bantufest, and brilliant background. You've shared a lot about your passion for this and why you do this. My question to you before we get into what to expect at this year's festivities, the 2-day festivities, is that the Bantufest is all about bridging the gap between diasporans, continental Africans, Black people coming together. Why is there an essential need? First of all, is that a critical conversation? Should that be a priority on all Black people's list, especially Black people in America? Should bridging the gap be a priority, and why is that?
Oh, for sure. Like I said lastly, that's a scary thing for some people. If you know, you know. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. We have had struggles on both ends. The dynamics may not have all been the same.
Right.
Yet and still, we've struggled on both ends.
Right.
There's a colonial aspect to that when you're talking about the continent specifically. And it's even beyond that, as we see what's going on right now in certain countries in Africa right now. So that's even on a whole nother level. But on this end, we've had struggles on both ends. And it's important that when we understand the dynamics and the differences, that the specific struggles that we've had on both ends, the impact that it has had on us, on our mentalities, on our physical beings, right? The dynamics are similar, but it causes different,
reactions,
symptoms, right? Or reactions, exactly. Yet and still trauma, yet and still exploitation, yet and still the killing and the stealing and the destruction of people. And so we understand these things. I don't want to get off the topic, but just to say that it's important that we come together and we understand our differences, yet our similarities at the same time, right?
Right.
Because even me living in Ghana, for example, or living in Tanzania, you can see the mindset. It's like that the colonial powers have inflicted on a people, and you see the symptoms of that. You see the symptoms, and they're very evident. And so therefore, when you understand that from another perspective, you won't take everything so personal, because everything is not personal. Everything is not personal. And sometimes I know, as I'm considered, this is another dynamic. When I'm overseas, when I'm on the continent, I'm considered as an African American, right? Because of my accent, because of my background. And if it's just my presentation, I fit right in. As soon as I open my mouth, and even when I'm speaking French, because I'm multilingual, so I can speak French. But even so, I still have an accent. right? Because French is not my mother tongue. It's not my first language.
Right.
And so I still have an accent even when I'm speaking French. So it's like, okay, you know, so that becomes evident, right? But even within that, so it's certain dynamics and things that may happen when people will see you as a foreigner, you know, and it's certain things that, like, I've seen many of my people who will go over. Some have had great experiences, but some have not had the best experience, and some have fled away like, oh, this is not for me.
And I think,
Um,
the issue has also been, not to interrupt. I just want to interrupt real quick, right? I think
uh-huh.
the disconnect has been with Africans who have traveled here, right? Because like you're saying,
That
there are so
too.
much.
That's another thing I want to talk about. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, both perspectives. You're right. You're
Mm.
absolutely right. I'm speaking from, because I've had the dynamics on both ends, and so on the first end, I'm speaking of my experience in the continent.
Mm.
But once you override all of that and realize everything is not personal,
Mm.
because the thing is this, like, you could travel anywhere in the world,
Mm.
and when you're seen as a foreigner, there are peoples in needs, and sometimes people will take advantage of that. You'll
Mm.
get charged more. You'll get, but some people take that really, like, oh my goodness, you know. But because
Mm.
I've grown up in different places, like, I have an understanding that this is not personal. This is not a
Mm.
representation of the whole country or all of the people. You
Right.
understand my point? It's just a
Yes. Yes.
dynamic
Right.
that can happen
E-
anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
And on this
Exactly.
end, you have the other thing. You have
Yes.
the other thing. When our peoples, continental peoples, come here, they're
Mm.
indoctrinated to a certain extent. And it
Yes.
starts before they even get here, because it's
Hmm.
through the media, the
Right.
music. So they're
Yes.
hearing that before they even get on this side. And
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
already is an indoctrination, because it's showing an unrealistic picture of our people here. No, we're not all like this,
Right.
you know. And then they come up with this stereotype, and they
Yes.
react to that. And then when they come over, they're
Right.
told certain things, you know, to try to separate from our
Mm.
black peoples here. You
Right.
know, they're told certain things. It's an indoctrination all over. And so
It
therefore
is.
they feel, okay, we separate and stay in our communities,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
because of a certain, you know, you already see how things are portrayed. You know, Chicago is
Yes.
on the map everywhere in the world. And I'm not
Absolutely.
saying it's not true, because yes, these things do happen, but it happens everywhere. But the spotlight is on certain places, and you got to ask yourself why. Because I know for a fact it happens everywhere.
Yeah. 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 And I
It
think we
happens
don't
everywhere.
have. You're right. And I think we don't have enough educational platforms to help break down the myth and the stereotypes on both sides.
Yeah,
Because,
they
and I've
on
said
both
it
sides.
right, and I've said this on several occasions, that when Africans come here, and even Caribbeans too, there is a certain notion, there's a certain perspective, because of the images that we see on
Yes,
ABC and NBC, right? The shooting
exactly.
and the violence,
Yeah,
and so that's what sticks into our mind. And then remember too,
yeah.
we are coming from, most immigrants that are coming are leaving, hardship situations back on the continent or in the Caribbean. And so when we come, and so once we get here, the attention and the desire to stay away from anything that reminds them of the hardships they're coming from is is
Mhm.
is is, is 100, right? And so when you see a
Yes,
brother
that's
on the
true.
street, or you see someone who's not doing well and they look like you be like, no, brother, I'm not trying to be in your company, because you remind me of some hardships that I'm running away from, right? And so subconsciously,
Mhm.
when we see poverty here, we don't want to associate with it, because we already live in, we're just coming from
Right.
one, so we're not
Yeah.
coming to America to try to be poor or to live a certain lifestyle. We want to get better. And the
Right.
understanding
Right.
of most immigrants is that America provides opportunity. When I come here, I can do better if I work hard. And so anything that reminds us of some of us the struggles that we are living, we shun, right? We walk away from. And,
Exactly.
and so our disconnect is in several dynamics, and we need to be having these types of conversation on a regular,
For
so
sure.
that we can understand that Africans don't necessarily dislike Black people or Black Americans. It's just that there are certain nuances that we're not used to, and I'm not making a case
Mhm.
for it. it's just lack of understanding, right? Because remember,
Mhm.
Africans too don't know of African American history, right?
Thank
So
you. I was
we're
just going to
exactly
say,
right. We're now
yes,
aware, we are now aware of how
yes,
you built this country and how you contributed to this. So in our mind, hey,
yes.
we just want to work for, you know, the white man who, you know, who has the economic power to give us some jobs, you know, because we don't know. You know, we have no idea.
No, and that's so true. That's so
That's
true. And just
that's the
to
truth.
say that, yeah, that's so true. They don't know
Yeah,
about Black history on this side. And
yeah.
that's why it just brought a memory back to my head when my parents
Hmm,
had a school in Mali in the
hmm,
mid 2010s.
hmm,
They also had an evening school for professionals, adults who wanted to learn English.
hmm.
And my father's goal with teaching English, he taught Black history on this side through English. Wow, like he incorporated Black history in his teaching of English
Right.
because that is so true what you're saying. So to make our people become knowledgeable, even on that end, on Continental,
Hmm.
he incorporated Black history, as you see, while
Yes.
teaching English into that.
Yes. Yes.
They did it and they learned so much.
Which is very, very necessary. And I
It's
think
so
that
necessary.
this is something that we need to push to government, African governments,
There you
to
go.
include African American history, especially
Yes,
West African countries. West African countries,
definitely.
right? We,
Definitely.
African American history or diaspora history has to be part. Let me be specific. African American history, study of African American history has to be part of West African educational curriculum. Period.
It needs to, it has to
Yes.
be. It has
Yeah.
to be. I
Yeah.
100% agree.
Right. Okay. Well, I think that you and I can have this conversation for the entire show,
I
but
know, right?
because it's something we've dedicated our time and life to work on, and we're seeing impact. Your event, the Bantufest is a household name in the
Yes.
Midwest, and it's come through a lot of work and dedication and selflessness, sacrifices. Now we are here. Last year you had a great feature. First of all, it's a 2-day festival. So the first day, let's talk about the first day, which is Saturday. What goes into Saturday, and then what happens on Sunday?
So basically,
Mm,
both days, it's the same. It's a family community festival. When I say the same, I mean the vision of it. So we're going
mm,
to be celebrating Afro Nations. We have all of our vendors. We have so many vendors from different backgrounds, different Afro Nations that are coming out to represent, from the merchandise to the food, right? And
mhm.
so that's the setup. But the programming is what we have. We have different programming on each day. First day, we do have an open mic. We do have an open mic that we're going to have where we have local artists or even businesses who want to come up and talk about their business or share their business with the community. Local artists want to share their talent with the community. So we do have open mic segments. I mean, we have bands coming out both days. We have children groups that are coming out, dynamic, I mean, to perform. And um, we have workshops. We got capoeira, Njingate Capoeira specifically. They've been working with us for the past, I don't know how many years. I mean, since I think we started on the platform of Bantufest since 2015. Um, and we have Mike Dunn. He's our highlighted Chicago house legend, house music legend, or should I just say house music legend? All right, who is going to be representing, going to be highlighting Bantufest. We're so excited about that. So many artists. We have Sandy Red. She's very well known throughout Chicago. Dimitri Wiley, want to give him a shout out as well. Golden Child, he's going to be representing. Okay, we got Jiggy Bars coming out. I mean, so many local artists. And this year, we did decide to work a lot more with local artists. Because usually we have a big artist who will highlight our festival. We've had
Mm.
Amara La Negra out. We've had Selena Johnson. We've had Chrisette Michelle. Last year we had A. Marie. So we usually like to close out with a well-known major artist. This
Okay.
year, I mean, we got Mike Dunn. He's major. He's major. Okay, but we also are working a lot with local artists. Who are doing positive things in the community, uplifting the community. you know, we chose to work a lot more with local artists this year as well. Highlight
Mm,
them, you know.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So these are to be expected on both days.
Both days, yes.
Okay.
Both
Okay.
days, both days. Food, I
No.
mentioned the food, right? So we got many food vendors from
Yes.
different representing different Afro nations, yes. And the
Yes. Yes.
continent of Africa, you know. And yeah, we got so many things going on. Dance workshops,
Mm.
workout workshops, like just yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot
Okay.
of things that will
Okay.
engage our people, but also enlighten at the same time. So a lot of the entertainment that we specifically choose, we choose to uplift our people. Okay,
Okay.
we
Okay.
choose entertainment that's going to enlighten and inspire our people at the
Right.
same time, but also be engaging and entertaining. But we
Mm.
purposefully choose, you know, because it's a community event, it's a platform for families, bring out the whole
Mm.
family. And I
Mm.
want to say as well, we've also highlighted before Rhyme Fest. All right, he came out and represented with us last year. We're so grateful for that. And Dr. Umar. So just to throw that out there, I was thinking of different people we've had throughout the years. But
Yes.
yes, yes, you know, it's for the family, for the community, it's for uplifting, it's for enlightenment. We got enough of everything else going on. So we want to focus on motivating and uplifting our people with our entertainment or edutainment, I like to say, you know. So
Edutainment.
yeah,
Edutainment. Do you
edutainment, yeah.
do you have a specific spot for, let's say, children? So some people come with their kids, they can leave them there, or they have to be with their kids while enjoying the festivities.
So yes, normally at Bantu Fest we have a children's village.
Mm.
This year at Bantu Fest we're gonna have a children's village, but it's gonna be a little bit different than what we normally do. But we
Okay.
always have an area where the children can play. You know what I
Mm.
mean? We have workshops going on for the children. We have different activities going on. You know, games going on, face painting going on. You know, all of the things that children and families love to do. So we usually do have that at the Bed Fest. Yes.
Now, do the parents have to stay with the kids, or you have it set up where, don't worry, just drop your kids and go? How is that set up?
So normally
Mm.
we always encourage the parents to stay.
Right.
You know, I am a mother, and so
Mm.
I would always normally myself stay with my children. And
Mm.
the way the setting is, because we get so many people,
Mm.
we've gotten up to 50,000 people before a Bantu Fest. Now again,
Wow.
this is when this is
In a single day,
over the weekend throughout, we've gotten up to
50,000.
50,000.
Wow.
But let me tell you something. This is when we were free. Okay. We were free. And this is the year, you see what I'm saying? This is the year that we had Amara La Negra when she came out. And so
Mm.
yeah, throughout that day, throughout the weekend, we got up to 50,000 people throughout
Mm.
the day. Yes.
Right.
We had
Okay.
a counter going on where you can count all who enter. And it stopped at 30,000. The counter stopped at 30,000, but we kept getting people after that. So we estimated maybe we got up to about 50 because it was so packed. You could
Mm.
barely walk
Mm.
through.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then again, that's when we were free.
Okay.
Since we've charged, we've gotten between 15 and 20,000 people over the years.
Okay.
After COVID, now, you know, it went down a bit.
Mhm.
So our first year after COVID, which was last year, we maybe got about between 10 and 15,000 over the weekend.
Okay.
Last year we got maybe between 8 to 12,000, you know,
Okay.
over the weekend.
Okay.
So you know, but usually we say we get about 15 to 20,000 people.
Right.
Just do it as yeah, that
Okay.
come out. And so we want to encourage parents to keep up with their children.
Mm.
It's always safer to just keep your children with you
Mm.
because with so many people and such big crowds, I will personally, which this is why we tell parents, you know, you have to stay with your child
Mm.
because, you know, just for safety purposes, you know,
Okay.
because with such big crowds, you know,
Right.
yeah,
So
that's the best thing to do. Yeah.
you talked about some of the big personalities you've had, like Dr. Umar and then Rhyme Fest. This year,
Yes.
yeah, is there any specific big personality that we should be looking out for?
Mike Dunn. That's what I was saying. Chicago house music legend. Or
Okay.
like I said, I would say just the house music legend in general, right? He's
Mike
coming out
Dunn.
representing.
Okay.
Mike, have you heard of him?
I
House
haven't
music
been
legend.
in. Okay, he's a legend. Okay, and he's gonna
Yes,
be
he
there.
is.
He's going to be there for both days.
He'll be performing Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday evening. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So
And
everybody, you gotta come out, represent. And I also mentioned some local artists that like I was saying, we're working a lot with local artists this year to highlight
mhm,
them and
mhm,
have them come out and represent, especially those that are doing great work throughout the community and uplifting the community. And I
right.
mentioned a few of them like Golden Child,
Mhm.
Dimitri Wiley. Yeah. So we have
Okay.
more Sandy Red, yeah,
Okay.
a lot of local artists are gonna be represented.
Okay. Great. So we've talked about you watching the Progressive Mind show. Talking to ASIELAH, a co-founder of Bantufest. She's here, and we're talking about this year's Bantufest, how exceptional this one is going to be, what to expect, the activities, and then of course she just mentioned the Chicago House legendary Mike Dunn is going to be there on Saturday, July 27th. So we're gonna go back to her. Before that, I just want to inform our audience that the Progressive Mind show put up our fourth annual exchange ceremony 2 weeks ago, and I know folks have been waiting patiently. I've gotten some texts regarding pictures and videos. We will be uploading them very soon. We are working on the videos, the pictures. We'll be uploading them on the exchange ceremony page on social media, Facebook and YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. So just keep your eye out for those images will be coming up very soon. A great event involving kings of from Africa, from Ghana, to be specific. And so we'll be talking, telling you more about that. For today, we're talking to the co-founder of Bantu Fest, ASIELAH. SILVAIN and BABACAR were supposed to be here, but they had to engage that to split up strategically because it's July. The event is about 3 weeks away. So as you can
Yes.
imagine, they have a lot of work coming up. Here at the Progressive Minds, we don't only engage you in this dialogue, in these types of dialogue, we also create events on an annual basis. So you can check out our website, The Progressive Minds Show. We're here every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and on Sunday from 4 to 6. 4 to 6 is where we engage issues. We talk about issues regarding Africa and how it relates to the diaspora. So we
Mhm.
engage more of African leaders, business leaders, politicians, and just people who have, I would say, moved from the diaspora to live in Ghana or in Africa. So tune in this and every Sunday to be part of these interactions. Now, the Progressive Minds Media is separate from the Progressive Minds Show. So the Progressive Minds is one of our services, which is website, any type of graphic design that you're looking for, from websites, apps, to branding, business letters, logos. Reach out to us at 815 409 9123, 815 409 9123, or info dot progressiveminds at gmail.com. Reach out to us. We'll give you great quality services at very affordable prices. We'll give you artwork that you have not been used to, artworks that you haven't seen, branding at top notch branding at very, very competitive prices. So reach out to us for those services. Also, want to acknowledge folks who have joined us from the social media pages, which is Facebook. Now we have YouTube a comment from YouTube. Agreed. We need more education of each other's cultures, minus the media stereotypes. This is coming from
That's right.
okay.
Yes.
This is coming from the name is NSG Station, and then we have Camila. Camila Alfred says, "Love that festival." So thank you, Camila, for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. She loves the festival. We have another comment from Facebook. I just walked into this platform and I love the content. Thank you so much for joining in. This is coming from JB Lamar. She says, "Go Bantu Fest. Look forward to this year's event. Super excited." And then we
Yes.
have one from Anthony McHale. I'm sorry if I couldn't. McPhail. Sorry, I'm trying to get the name right. Bridging the gap between Africans on the continent and Africans in the diaspora, an incredible thing. Thank you so much for your
Right
comments.
on.
And
That's
then
right.
he says, Progressive Mind Show, peace and blessings to the panel and the chat. Thank you so much for being part of this evening's conversation. If you have a comment or question, recommendation, please feel free to share it with us. We will read it out. If you also want to call, if you feel like calling to ask a question or just give ASIELAH an encouragement for the great work they're doing in Chicago with Bantufest, you can ring 815-277-5047. 815-277-5047. Perhaps she might give you a ticket. I don't know. We didn't discuss that, but um so
Hey, we could do that. We could
we
do
can do
that.
some tickets. Okay, so anybody wants
Yeah.
to go to Bantufest, you can ring in. The number is at the right bottom corner of the screen. If you give her a ring, she might give you a she said she will give you a ticket. So for
Yes.
the
Yes.
next 15 minutes, we will try and we'll go ahead and we'll try and wrap the conversation up with ASIELAH this evening. But again, kudos to the great work you've done so far. You talked about the challenges, but I'm sure you've also had some support. Are there some certain individuals or organizations that have come to your aid that you would like to shout out?
Yes. So over the years, the AAPRP,
Mm,
yes, All African People's Revolutionary Party,
mhm,
Chicago chapter, definitely. The Clio Center, I shouted them out in the beginning.
mhm.
Definitely been a big support. Global Hand Incorporated,
Yeah.
very big support. That is my parents' organization, actually nonprofit.
Okay.
Um, and I know there are many others. Family, friends. I can't even shout out everybody. I'm gonna shout out my aunt though, Donna Craig. She's been a big encouragement, a big supporter of Bantu Fest since day one, pre-Bantu Fest, Africa Nights. We were doing Africa Nights, and all. So I want to give a big shout out to her, my aunt Donna Craig. Yes. I know there are others. Oh my goodness. I feel like, when you win an award and then you try to remember everybody,
Right.
you don't want to forget nobody's name. I
Right.
know there are many, many others that
Mm, mm,
aunties, uncles, friends,
mm,
acquaintances,
mm,
um, that I'm not even thinking of right now. But I will say this: I want to thank you, Senna,
mm,
um, because for even having us on this platform. You're doing great work, necessary work for our people everywhere, our African people of African descent everywhere. Um, on this path of enlightenment, you're enlightening our people and giving perspectives because that's so important. Minus the media that we just see, minus the news and all they talking about, we get to speak for ourselves on our own platforms to
mm.
our people, and that is very important.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why, even speaking of Bantu Fest, like I said, we've never had a major sponsor. If we had, then things it'd be on another level, but we have not. We have not had
Mm,
major sponsors, and at certain points we were offered, but we did not go a certain route because it would have changed the integrity of what we are bringing to the community.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just that's not on the table. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So
Right.
we
Right.
have turned down certain opportunities
Mm.
with that in mind. You know, So I mean, here we are. I'm grateful, and we, like I said, we're so happy to bring Bantu Fest to the community. And thank you for having us on this platform. And we still pushing forward because, like I said, a lot of festivals were not able to come back because of them having some of the same challenges that we're having. And so even us being here and still trying to push forward, it has not been easy, but here we are. A lot of people have pushed us to come back and not just to come back. So here we are, and we're pushing forward. And yeah, grateful. Thank you for having us.
Well, I think someone is calling. Hold on one second. Let me see if we can get her.
Okay.
Uh, wait. Let me see here. Um, let me see. Um, okay. We're trying to see if we can get a number. Get it. Get it from the studio line. Okay. So Asiela, while we wait, so we've talked about the 2 days. We talked about what to expect. Uh, so again, we talked about the big personality that is coming this year. I don't know if we're talking about the price though, and if it's different for adults
Yeah.
and kids. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Yes, yes. So for adults, it is $20 at this point in time. The tickets are $20 in advance. That's why I've been encouraging so many to get the tickets in advance. They're $20 because at the gate they are going to go up to $30 at the gate. So right now $20 for children, 12 and older. I'm sorry, I think we have 10 and older. It's $10. It's $10. So I tell everybody, please get your tickets in advance. Please get them in advance. That's the best thing to do. You get discounted tickets in advance. So yeah, because they're going to be
Okay.
30 at the gate.
And where are the tickets sold at?
So I don't know if I can type in down here or that we have them on Humanitics. They can look up Bantufest 2024 and then also on Eventbrite.
Okay.
Aside from that, you can go to our website, www.bantufest.com, and you
Okay.
will find the link there that will take you where you can be able to purchase tickets.
Okay. So.
On our
Mhm.
social media platforms, usually in our bio, we have a link in there where you can click to go in to purchase tickets as well.
Okay. Well, so Bounty Fairs people can get tickets directly from there.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um. So let me just say here, there's a comment. The page says, "Love that you are keeping the integrity of the festival,
Yes.
and that is very impressive. And keep up the good work, Asiela. I remember African Nights.
Yay!
Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, those are the days.
um,
Mm-hmm.
people are trying to call, but looks like I have a issue with the call with my. Okay,
Oh,
so yeah, but we'll try and get the calls coming. So Mutia, you remember African Nights? That's that's
yes.
that's wonderful. Where was African? Where were you having that? Which part of the city were you holding that event?
On the south side at the Clio Center on 55th in Michigan.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
and it was similar to what you're doing now, right?
Yes, just on a miniature, I guess say a miniature platform. The vision and mission is big, out of this world, but the platform was smaller at that time, and then we upgraded to the grander platform of Bantu Fest 2015, but same vision, same mission. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we,
So
we
some
were we were very active on the grounds during that time between 2012 and 2015. We did a lot of community workshops, community
mhm.
outreach at schools and different things like that at that time. Once we got
Okay,
on the Bantu train in 2015, it's Bantu, like I said, it has been a labor of love. So it has really taken a lot, but love is at the center of it all. So let me not claim the labor, but love is at the center of it all. But since Bantu, it has been it has taken a lot of our focus and time, since then to produce it every year because it's really a grand production.
sorry, can you hear me?
Uh oh. Okay, I can hear you now. I was just scared to say, did
Yeah, it's just trying to connect the dots with the lines, and I'm trying to. So it
Okay.
looks like we have a caller. See if we can win the Bantufest ticket. So
All
caller,
right.
okay. So Bantufest is giving out free tickets. So you want to mention your name and where you calling from in the city of Chicago? Okay. Can you hear Asiela?
I can't really hear clearly. Can you repeat it to me? I can't really hear.
Naila, she wants to. Can you what can you say her name again?
Oh, Nyla. Hi.
Okay, and you calling from what part of the city? Okay. So Asiela is here. She's giving out tickets for those who are going to call this evening. We apologize we haven't a click, so we're not able to get a calls from through the studio. But so you have won a ticket to Bantufest. Uh,
Yeah.
perhaps, yeah. Um, so Asiela, so if somebody wins a ticket and they have kids, how do we go about it?
Oh, we gonna get tickets for the. We can get the children tickets as well.
Okay.
So what you can do is if you can email us. Should I type our email down in the chat box?
Yes, type your email and then I'll send it to and then you're gonna get an email. She'll mention her name, Naila. She'll mention Progressive Mind Show, and then you can go ahead.
Exactly. She can send us an email and mention the show and that she called in,
Right.
so that and then we'll continue the process from there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, Naila. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
ringing in.
much, Nyla.
Okay.
All right. Have a good evening.
Okay. So we have that. Okay. So yeah, trying to work both is challenge, right? I need an engineer. But I got it.
All right.
It just happened to be yeah, okay. So I have the what I'll do is I'm gonna
Yeah.
copy the email and put it in I'm gonna put it in the chat so everybody can see it. Asela,
Okay.
maybe you should just, yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat for us. In the
Okay.
re-
Okay. Let me see. Oh, the comment section. That one.
exactly, the comment
Then
section.
let
You're
me-
right.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
So as we're about to wrap up, it's 2 minutes to the end of the show. If you want to win a ticket to Bantufest, you can ring in now, and you can get your tickets to the festival.
yes.
Asiela is giving out tickets today.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
for those of you who have not rang in yet, you can do so now. Okay, so before before we disconnect, before we end the show, the ticket, okay, the email is bantufest bantu entertainment01 at gmail.com. Bantu entertainment at gmail.com. Okay, so
Right. Bantu
all right.
Entertainment 01, the 01 at
Yes,
gmail.com. You see it?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes. I see it. I see it. How has what has been the support from? I know you have little ones. How are you able to juggle the family, the kids, with all of this?
Oh my goodness. I think Santa, I think that's a whole nother segment. That's a whole like I'm I'm honestly probably like a crazy lady. I don't know because I'm all over the place. I do so many things and I'm great at multitasking altogether. Thank goodness for that because there's a lot of multitasking going on.
Yes, we have a caller, Asiela. We think we have another caller
Okay.
who's trying to get a ticket. So, caller, tell us your name and where you're ringing from. Where tell us your name. We have the co-founder of Bantufest on the show, ASIELAH, and she's giving out
Hi.
tickets. She's giving us the tickets to this year's Bantufest. You want to tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, Alexis, I'm calling from currently the MCA, Museum of Contemporary Art, but west side of Chicago.
Have you heard of Bantufest?
Never been.
Okay, so would you like to be this year?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to.
Okay, so you just want a ticket. We will send you the email bantuentertainment01@gmail. Send her an email with your name and mention the Progressive Minds, and they will email your ticket to you.
Okay, that
Yes.
sounds good.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. What's the name
Okay.
again? Her name is Alexis. I couldn't
Alexis,
hear
yeah.
clearly.
Yes,
Oh,
Alexis.
got it, Alexis. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you, Alexis.
Well, so we had to hang up on we had to let her go because again, it's it's challenging now. We had another call coming through, and so
Okay.
we have another call coming through. Caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from. We have the co-founder of Bantufest on the show, ASIELAH, and she's giving out tickets to this year's Bantufest. So tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Kim, and I'm calling from Chicago.
Fantastic. Kim, have you heard of Bantufest?
No, I haven't heard of the Bantufest.
Okay, so this will be the first time you'll be hearing or knowing about it.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's one of the huge festivals in Chicago. It's about bridging the gap. There is so much food, festivities, local artists performing live on stage. This year they have a special feature. Legendary house DJ, right? Mike
Yes.
Dan.
Oh wow!
Is that his name, ASIELAH?
Mike Dunn. Yes, Mike
Mike.
Dunn.
Okay, Mike Dan is going to be featuring. So you just won a tickets to this year's Bantufest.
Oh wow! Wow! Thank you.
You're welcome. Yep. So she is going to be sending you. No, actually, send an email to. I will send you the email, but you can write it down. It's bantuentertainment01
Okay.
at gmail.com.
bantuentertainment01@gmail.com.
Yes. So
Okay.
and just say your name, mention your name, Kim, and say you rang on the Progressive Mind show. Then you can get your ticket emailed to you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for calling to the
Thank
show. And
you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Right.
Thank you so much.
So well, we have people. Unfortunately, they have to call through another device, and so yeah, we got to fix this. This was another unfortunate, but anyway, we were talking about how you manage family and all of this, and it's 3 minutes past 8 p.m. So we will try and wrap up. I was trying hard to work behind the scenes to get the phone line.
I know. Yeah.
So, but I think that we can wrap the conversation up. Anybody who wants to get a free ticket, when you reach out to me, you can reach out to me personally, info.progressiveminds@gmail. Hit us on our social media platform and say, hey, I was listening to the show, but I couldn't ring in. We'll see if ASIELAH will take it then. But for now, ASIELAH, it's been a great conversation. Anything else that you want to share, including juggling family and handling this huge festival?
Like I was saying, it's I do a lot of multitasking. It's so many different tasks to complete and responsibility on both sides. And so, yes, a lot of multitasking, a lot of meditation, a lot of prayer, and action, movement, right? Yeah, and getting it done. You know, um, a lot of risks taken. Okay, so many risks taken. But just
Sacrifice.
ultimately believing. Oh, there you go, right there. Sacrifice. right? That's the word I was
Mm,
looking for.
mm, mm.
Sacrifice, yes, on many levels, um, but yes, it's all love. It's all love, and here we are, looking forward to Bantu Fest. Coming up in less than 3 weeks now. I was saying less than a month, but we are less than 3 weeks at this point. Taking place July 27th and 28th, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So, yes. So we're just looking forward. We're still preparing, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing everyone there. And thank you all so much. And thank you. I said Santa. Thank you so much. Uh-oh. Did we get disconnected again? I think we had a little glitch. So,
No, I think we had another caller that I wanted to get.
oh, okay.
So yeah, so she caller, tell us your name and first of all, have you heard of Bantufest?
Yeah, almost every year.
Okay, so she says she goes every year, so she knows about Bantufest. What's your name?
Oh, okay.
Okay, okay. Abia, we have the founder of Bantufest on the line. ASIELAH is here talking about the festival. What date again is it, ASIELAH?
July 27th and 28th, 10 a.m. to
July
10 p.m.
Okay, July 27th and 28th. Okay, so Abir has also called that she win a ticket to Bantufest. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, Abir just called. Has she also won a ticket to Bantufest?
Oh, definitely. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Can you say the name
so
again for me?
Abir.
I can't hear everything clearly.
Okay, it's
You said
AB
Abia?
Abir. You wanna say the name again, Abir?
Yeah, ABIERRE.
You did get it, Asiela?
Abire. I can't really hear clearly, so I'm sorry if I'm not saying that correctly.
Right. Okay, so
I can't
yeah,
hear
but
everything clearly.
so what you do is, Abir, you want to send an email to Bantu Entertainment 01 at gmail.com, and then type your name and then say Progressive Minds, and they would email your tickets to you.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So fortunately she can
Thank
hear
you
you,
so
but
much for
uh
calling.
uh yeah, okay. So Abir, thank you for calling in. Okay, you just won yourself a ticket to Bounty Fest.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yes,
I'm so
let's
excited. My friends
go.
got these last year, so I'm so excited to go this year and have a good time.
Okay, do
Yes,
you hear? Okay,
looking forward
awesome,
to
awesome,
seeing
awesome.
you.
Okay, thank you for calling in. We shall be you should be receiving your ticket very soon.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
yes.
All right, good night. It's
Good
very
night.
unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But can you hear them, Abir, slightly? No, I'm talking. I'm sorry, Ciela. Can you hear the callers?
I can hear certain things, but I can't hear like 100. It's like it's really low, low, low. So I'm
I
like
know, I know, I
getting a
know.
little closer so I can hear.
Man, so this one's I was listening in and tried to call in for a ticket. I volunteered last year with my ticket booth. Looking forward to another great weekend.
Oh,
So
you got it. You got it.
okay,
Just send us an email too, okay? And thank you so much.
okay. So this has been great.
Yes.
Asiela, my apologies for the little the slide we had with the phoning system. But it should be
Oh no,
working in it.
no. This is great though. This is great.
Yes. Okay. So I'm glad we were able to. Okay, it's back on now. Now, if anybody, Mutier, can you try the number, the studio number again for the last time before we go? Mutier, I know you were listening. You're watching us. I just fixed it whilst we're working on it. Whilst we're talking to Asiela, right? I just fixed it in real time. So if you can try the number again, Mutier. Okay, just try it one more time. The number on the screen, which is the right bottom corner, 815-277-5047. if you can try right now, just to make sure that it's back on. Okay, Mutir. Now that said, as you know, as you wait on her to try, I think it's been Mutia, you just responded to say thanks, but I also want you to try because I want to make sure that it's working if you can. All right. But if not, Asiela, thank you so much. I think that,
Yes.
you've enlightened all of us about the the genesis, the heart of Bantufest, the people behind it, the sacrifices, the challenges, the joy in bridging the gap through
Yes.
the work that you're doing. What do we, in a nutshell, what should we expect July 27th and 28th? And what can you paint a picture of what's going to happen? Uh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I
Oh,
think
okay. You have another call
I
coming
think,
in?
yes, I think this one should come through now. You should be able to hear.
Okay.
Hello. Yes, Mutias. Yes, yes. Thank you for calling in. Asiela, can you hear her now?
So far, I haven't heard anything yet.
You can hear her, Asiela?
I can't hear. I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay. I can hear you, Mutias. Can you hear me? Okay, she can hear me, but Asiela, you can't hear her. So
I can't hear her.
right, you can't hear her, but I can hear her clearly. Okay,
But it's
so
okay. She got the tickets. She got the
yes,
tickets. So
so
it's all good.
Mutia, thank you so much for ringing in. At least I know
Thank you.
it's the phone line is working, but it's still got a little tweaking to be done. Once we go offset, I'm going to go hard on it to make sure that is fixed. So thank you so much for supporting Mutia. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Um. So I know you
Okay.
asked me a question. I think you asked me.
Thank you. So,
Okay.
man, we just have another caller. Okay, let me go on this.
Another caller. All right. Let's go.
Let hello, caller. Hello. Okay, yeah, now it's working now, but she can hear you. The our guest cannot hear you, so I would have to work on this right after the show. But thank you so much for ringing in. Okay. Okay.
What is the name? Did you get a name,
Uh,
Senna?
so I think this is yeah, but I'll work on it. Yeah. So I wasn't able to catch the name. I think it was
The name?
yeah, I missed. But the one before that was Mutiet. Mutiet, right?
Mutiet.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh
All
my
right.
gosh. Okay. This has been great.
Absolutely.
This has been great.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, so as you leave us again, give us paint a picture to us what to look for. Look forward to 27th and 28th. And again, give us a glimpse of what it's going to look like in the future. Bantufest.
Ooh, okay. Look into the future. So
No, but
expect to
27th and
be
28th first.
yes. Okay. So Bantu Fest is taking place at Midway Plaisance in Hyde Park area, University of Chicago, um, on July 27th and 28th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And what you can expect is to be entertained, to be edutained, to be motivated, inspired by the different foods that are going on, a different taste of the of African peoples throughout the
Mm,
diaspora. Right, that's
mm,
going to be an inspiration within itself. And believe it or not, we learn a lot through taste, touch, and smell. All of
okay.
these, so when all of your senses are going to be engaged. Let's put it that
Mm,
way, from your
mm,
taste buds to the visual, because you're going to see all the colors, the
mm,
beauty of the
mm,
merchandise booths, okay, of the food, of the people, of all of our people that are coming out, just the beauty within that itself. So that's the visual, right? And the diversity of our people, right? Just the vision, the beauty of that within itself. All right. The the smells of the food, okay? Just everything. It's just gonna be, you're gonna be so inspired and uplifted
And
and just
entertained.
coming together, entertained, yes,
Mm-mm.
and just the coming together of our people in
Mm.
community, right?
Right.
To enjoy and just have a great time. All right.
Right.
We've
Right.
never had any violent, all of the violence that's talked about in this
Mm.
city specifically, never had a violent incident at Bantufest.
Mm. Mm.
You know, should I knock on wood? I don't want to say that, but
Because it's all love.
we've never,
It's all love. It's all black
it's,
people coming together.
exactly,
Africans,
yes,
Caribbeans, African Americans. We're all
yes,
coming together in love,
yes.
celebrating. Yeah,
And it's no
bridging the gap.
surprise in that.
Yeah, yeah, bridging the gap.
Exactly. It's no
Yeah,
surprise in that. That's
yeah,
no surprise.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
no surprise at all.
yeah. Love it.
So
Love it.
yes, that's what you can expect at Bantu Fest.
Fantastic.
And then
Fantastic.
you had something else, or that was it?
No, no, that was
I
it. That
think that
was
was
it. I think
okay.
yes. I
All
think
right.
yeah. Yeah. I think that Bantufest has come, of course, come to stay in the city of Chicago. It's going to get bigger. Hopefully, in the future, you can get Burna Boy to be one of the star performers. Who
Hey,
knows?
yeah, yeah. Hey, you never know. Yes.
I'm still getting
Oh,
some
and
calls,
it's
but I think that are you calling to the show this evening? But I think we have. If you're calling to Bantufest, the show has ended. Okay. All right.
oh,
Okay. All
I'll
right.
take those last couple more if you let me know their names, and then they can email me. The last two that
Right.
you said a couple, somebody else was calling.
Okay.
You
I'll
can let
I'll
me know
email you.
after.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
email. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us. Everyone that has joined the show this evening, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of the community building show in the world, the number one community building show in the world. We've just had a great conversation with the founders, with one of the founders of Bantu Fest, ASIELAH, who has given us a great insight to what the festival is about and what to expect July 27th and 28th. For those of you who have won tickets, congratulations. Send an email to bantuentertainment01 at gmail.com. Bantuentertainment01 at gmail.com. Say your name that you called into the show, The Progressive Minds. Of course, you're going to get your tickets to experience a great festival about bridging the gap in the diaspora. Your hearts are into this. And so it's all about family and us coming together. We've learned a lot
Yeah.
about it, and we expect of a great 2-day event. Having said that, stay tuned to more impactful conversations. This is the number one community building show. As I said, we don't only engage in these conversations. We are also on the ground curating events or putting together platforms that bring our people together culturally, economically, and socially. And so stay tuned to some of our programs. Of course, for those who attended the exchange ceremony this year and are expecting pictures and videos, as I said, we're working on editing them, and we'll be placing all of them on our social media page. So watch out for the exchange ceremony pages, social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube should be coming very soon. Remember that we need you to subscribe to our Progressive Minds YouTube page so that we can keep building our communities together. Once you like the page on Facebook and our Instagram, once you like our page on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, tell a friend about it so we can keep building this together. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone that called and those who were not able to call. We were going to work on what we need to work on to get this show
Yes.
going. It's the 501c, the Progressive Mind Show. It's a 501c3 organization. So donations to us are tax deductible, and whatever you donate to us is what keeps the show going. So remember to keep supporting us. And again, if you're looking for websites and media work done, any type of media work done, please reach out to us. We'll be able to provide you top quality services at a very cheap price. That said, we will be engaging the head of diaspora at the president's office in Ghana this Sunday or the following one. So stay tuned because we will be talking about dual citizenship in Ghana. Stay tuned for that very important one. ASIELAH, I can't thank you enough. My regards to SILVAIN, BABACAR, and the entire team that worked so hard
Thank
in
you
getting
so much. I
yes,
wanted
and
to
get
give our social media platforms as well.
yes, go ahead.
If you wanted to share that, yes, and
Yeah,
you can. So our website is www.bantufest.com. Email bantuentertainment01@gmail.com. You can find us on social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram at Bantufest, Facebook at Bantu Entertainment, and Bantu Incorporated, our nonprofit, on Facebook. So yes, we
fantastic.
look forward to seeing all of y'all to Fest.
Fantastic,
Peace and blessings.
fantastic. I see my brother watching us all the way from Ghana, Bill Boglo. Bill, thank you for chiming in. I know it's about what 2 a.m. They're about in Ghana now. Thank you
Hey,
for this year's exchange was great, Bill. We missed you. Hopefully, you can join us next year, and hopefully, you also learned a bit more about Bantufest. So when you come to Chicago next year, you can be part of it. But so
hey,
I still I
hey.
can't thank you enough. Thank you once again. And have a wonderful evening. Again to our audience, thank you for joining us. My name is Senna, aka
Thank
Alinko.
you so much,
You're
Senna.
welcome. Welcome, ASIELAH. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. We shall be here next week,
Peace.
Tuesday, between 6 to 8. Have a blessed day.
Yes.
Bye bye.